Hi pretty girls, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you guys all about correctors and concealers. Honestly, correctors and concealers are like the secret to the universe. I am not even joking. Seriously, with the correct concealer and corrector, you can make your face look completely flawless. So I thought that I would show you some of my favorite correctors and some of my favorite concealers. Some are higher end, some are drugstore, but I thought we could just go over that today and I can teach you guys a little bit more about it. Some of the information that I learned on my correctors and concealers come from my favorite book, and it's the Bobbi Brown Makeup Manual. And this makeup manual is targeted for literally for anybody who is brand new to makeup to someone who is a professional makeup artist. And I swear every time I read this book, I find something new that I know that I didn't know before. And pardon the background noise if you guys can hear. My neighbor is mowing the lawn, and of course they would have to start mowing right when I started to film. So pardon me for just excuse that. But let's just get right into it and not waste any more time because I'm going to try to make this short as possible. So the first thing that we're going to talk about let's talk about correctors. So the difference between a concealer and the difference between a corrector is a concealer is going to cover up something, basically what it's called, it's going to conceal something, as a corrector is going to correct a blemish. I know that kind of sounds the same, but they're not, and I'll explain it a little bit more. Okay, so the first two correctors that I'm going to show you are the Secret number 2. They're the Studio Secrets, and they are actually from L'Oreal Paris. One's a green and one's a red. So the first thing that we're going to go over is the red. What a red corrector does is it's going to brighten up and make your skin not so dull. So you're going to use the red on any dull areas of your skin. So when I am doing like a full face makeup routine for like a photo shoot or for a bride, you want that really glowing, just radiant, like happy glowing skin, basically. So basically what you do is you take this and you just take a pea size, and it's a red, and I just put it right along my cheekbones because this is right where I want that radiant, like really pretty brightening to happen right here. So it's kind of like where you put your highlight. And I actually got this at Target, and I think it was like $9. It was $8 or $9, but you can get it at Walmart as well. The other one that I have, this is the green version. And this green is going to counteract any red that you have. So whenever you have a pimple or whenever you have like redness around your nose or anything like that, what you want to use is a blue or a green concealer, because that is going to counteract it. So think of a color wheel. This is what I learned in hair school. If you think of a color wheel and the primary colors, whatever is across that color is what you're going to use to counteract that color. So obviously if you're going to counteract a red, right across from the color wheel is green. So that's how you know. Think of it that way, and that's a hair tip too. If you're ever coloring someone's hair and you want to, if they have like a lot of red in their hair and they don't want that red to show through, you're going to use something with like an ash or a green. Sorry, off track. We're not in hair right now. But so these are some of my favorite, and these are a drugstore product, and they are rather expensive, but they come with 0.68 fluid ounces, and all you really need is just a little dot. But so these are some that I highly recommend. Now what we're going to go to is e.l.f. Eyes Lip Face. You can get this on eyeslipface.com. This is the corrector. It's called the e.l.f. Corrective Concealer. And I don't know if you can tell the colors that are in it, but if you open it up, take the brush out, this is what you have. So you have a yellow, a blue, a green, and a red. So this is perfect, and this is only $3, and I got this off of eyeslipface.com. some Targets carry e.l.f., but my Target, I don't know if my Target carries this, but you can also find it at Target. But so this right here it's a decent consistency, and it does its job pretty well for only being $3. The thing that I like about it is it comes with all the colors. So basically, just remember, if you're going to cover redness, what you're going to use is the green and blue tone. And your yellow and your red are going to brighten. So you have your yellow to kind of camouflage as like a concealer, where these are going to be your correctors. So your red's for dull, your 2 blemishes, and then your brightener. So this is a very decent quad for $3. I highly recommend this. I just put a new Scentsy in, and I have the berries and lemonade going, and it smells so delicious. Okay, so now let's stick on the e.l.f. track here. And this is the Complete Coverage Concealer. So this again was only $3, and this one's in medium. So now what you have with this one, this just comes with a bunch of different colors for different skin types. So if you know, it's a medium, so it comes in light, medium, and dark. But this just gives you, I like this palette because it's great for summer and fall. It's kind of year-round because your colors change so often. And honestly, a tip that I've learned is every girl should have about 1 to 4 or more concealers, because your face, if you want that perfect flawless face, I mean, there's different spots that are different colors that you're going to need a darker concealer, a lighter concealer. There's so many different spots on your face. So what's nice about this is this comes with a lot of different colors to choose from. And honestly, I mix them all the time. I don't know if I've ever used the same color because I'm always just mixing them to cover up. So this is another one that I suggest, and again, this was off of islipface.com. So again, for $6, I mean, you're getting 8 different, these are great. I highly suggest these. The next thing, sticking on a drugstore path, I'm going to talk about this Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. It's a dark circles eraser, and a lot of people on YouTube have raved about this. I mean, if you type in this name, I guarantee you tons of videos will pop up about it. One thing that you need to keep in mind with this Age Rewind is this is a dark circles treatment. So a lot of videos I've seen people use it as a concealer, as like a spot corrector, and I guess you can use that, but that's not what it's designed for. So the difference between also a corrector and a concealer is a corrector is more of a creamy color is more of a creamy consistency, where a concealer is more of like a thick, sticky. So that's the difference. A corrector is more creamy, glides, and a concealer is more sticky. Because your corrector, you just want to glide right under your eyes, and your concealer, you want to stick to that area. So that's something to keep in mind as well when you're talking about correctors and concealers. But this one, I think, does its job. It comes in lots of different colors. The color line, however you say that, is really good. They actually even have like a brightening one that you can buy just for brightening. It kind of weirds me out, the felt tip application, the puff, just doesn't seem sanitary to me, but I just don't think about it when I use it. But this also I got for $8, and I picked this up at Walmart, and this is an unused one. Mine's in my makeup kit, but so this is something else that I also suggest. And I have a couple more drugstore products that will, oh, I actually have a few more. The next one, what we're going to talk about is Glamouflage by Hard Candy. This Glamouflage, I just did my friend's makeup for her wedding, and her dad didn't know that she had a tattoo on her back. And so we used this Glamouflage and covered up the tattoo. And I am not even joking you. This stuff is like heavy duty, like it's literally concealed it, and I just set it with a powder. But this one is in light, and this is what it looks like. And also with the Glamouflage line, pardon me, so this is about $8, and you pick your color that you want, and it also comes with a concealer pencil. I've never really tried the pencil. In fact, I've never used it, but I guess you could color on your blemishes. I don't know. But so it comes with this, and then it comes with this. Oops, a daisy. God, I always throw things in every one of my videos. I swear, I always rip out an earring, throw something, drop my camera. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. But this is the Glamouflage. It's the Heavy Duty Concealer. This goes on a little bit cakey, but I do really like this. Like right now, I have like one of these scabs because I get make-believe zits where I think I see something and then I just keep picking at it till it's horrible. I know, smack my hand. I probably shouldn't do that, but I really like this concealer as well. My friend Chloe, my friend's daughter Chloe, she is 15, and I got her this Glamouflage concealer. She has really pretty skin, but she plays a lot of sports, so she breaks out a lot in her T-zone from where she gets sweaty. I just bought her this Glamouflage, and what I taught her to do is just take some on the back of your hand. So you just dab a little bit on the back of your hand, and I also use, like I'm trying to explain, I use it kind of as a kit, as a foundation. So I just have her put a little bit on the back of her hand, and then I have her dab her finger in it and just dab it on any problem areas that she sees, and then I have her go over and just set it with a foundation. So she puts it, she uses this kind of as like a heavy duty foundation, but what I like about it is it's really resistant to sweat. I mean, this stuff is, it's gonna cake on there, I'm telling you. But it looks really pretty on her, and I rubbed that in so you can just literally see the full coverage of that. It's a really good concealer for the price you pay, especially for being drugstore. The next one I'm going to talk about is this Revlon Age Defy, and this is actually SPF 25. So this is great because the SPF is awesome in this. This is actually in medium. And this comes with 0.37 fluid ounces, and this was $6, and I picked this up at my Walmart. This is another great concealer. I use this one for under my eyes and around my nose when I'm looking at this concealer, but I think this works really good. Just a heads up, if you're going out where you're going to be taking pictures, always find a foundation and a concealer that has no SPF in it, because that's when your concealer or foundation has an SPF in it, that's when you take your picture and you get a white face. So this is more for just outside, heavy duty, but it does have 25 SPF in it, which is really nice. Okay, I have two more drugstore products, and then we'll get into higher end. This next one is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi, and this was $10, and I picked this up at Walmart. And this just comes like a pen, like a little brush tip applicator. And I have been using this almost every time I use my makeup. I actually use my matte concealer and this every time I do my makeup for full coverage or not full coverage. And what I do with this is I just do the triangle under the eye. And this is the only thing that I use it for. But you can also use it as a little spot treatment on different places. But this is, I highly recommend this as well for drugstore. And the last drugstore one I'm going to talk about is, everybody knows what it is. It's the Sonia Kashuk Hidden Agenda Concealer Palette. This rocks my socks off. I really like the green. The green that comes in this is a great, just natural green, to where it's not so... just for little blemishes that I want to conceal. The other concealers I kind of mix. It's really creamy, so when I put it on my nose and then put my foundation over it, it tends to wipe away. So I usually just use this concealer for the high definition powder that comes with it, a translucent powder, and the green in it. But this was $10, and I got it from Sonia Kashuk at Target. They sell Sonia Kashuk at Target. So the last couple of concealers I'm going to talk about are higher end. The first one I'm going to talk about, I don't know if a lot of people have heard of Mirabella. I've been using Mirabella since I can't even remember. When I was in hair school, my instructor Jill actually worked for Mirabella, and I used to go with her to different schools and help her teach a makeup class that you could sign up for. And so that's where I fell in love with Mirabella. And you can buy Mirabella at 5 states. They just changed, Salon Centric, they just changed their name. But that's a store where you have to be a licensed cosmetologist or esthetician to be able to shop there. So, but I think you can get it on Mirabella.com. I've actually seen Mirabella on Hootlook, whatever. But the first one I'm going to talk about is the Diminish 2. And this is, I love this concealer. This has been the concealer I've used all through 10th, 11th, no, 11th, 12th, up until I still tend to pull this concealer out whenever I need anything. It's just a really creamy, lightweight, and I put it all through my whole T-zone. It's a really good concealer. So I really like this Mirabella. The next one I'm going to talk about is the MAC Studio Fix, and this is the concealer, and my color is the NW20. And this is SPF 35, so this has a lot of SPF in it. But again, I just use this for under my eyes, and I get it in a lighter color to give me that Kim Kardashian glow. But this is one that I also recommend, and it is $19 at any MAC counter, Sephora. Actually, Sephora doesn't sell MAC, so any MAC counter. Macy's is where I get all mine at. The next one that I'm going to talk about is the Bobbi Brown, the Anti-Cream. So it's the creamy concealer, and this is a neutral tan. And I got this for $20. And I love that it comes with the little mirror. But this again, this I keep in my purse, so whenever I just need to touch up something real quick, I just dab it. But I really like this Bobbi Brown concealer. Works really great. And the last two I'm going to talk about, this one is from Stila, and this is the cover-up stick, and Stila's actually on Outlook right now, and they have these cover-up sticks for super cheap, I think for $6 or $10, somewhere between there. But they come in the shades A, B, C, and D, and I really like these because it looks like a lip gloss. So when I apply these to like my brides, I always use the Stila cover-up whenever I do bridal makeup. I just draw all over their face and conceal right where I need to. I take my foundation brush, and then I just dab it out. So I love these cover-up sticks, and I'll put how it looks link down below so you can go check it out if you guys wanted to get some. This is in the shade D, so it's a darker. I have a lot of them, but I really like Stila. I really like a lot of Stila's products. The last one that I'm going to talk about is MAC, and this is the Pro Longwear. I love this concealer, and I am probably horrible because I use this as a full coverage liquid foundation when I am having my horrible breakouts, and I just literally dab it on the back of my hand. I do a spot treatment with my whatever other concealer I have, and then I put this literally all over my T-zone, all over my chin, anywhere where I get super oily, because this stuff sucks it up. I love this. I suggest everybody spend the money to go pick this up. This is something that I really enjoy. The last thing I'm going to talk about is just a couple of little tips that I picked up from my Bobbi Brown book. And this is under the category of concealers and correctors. So I'm just going to read you this real quick. It says troubleshooting, corrector or concealer. So if it creases, using enough powder applied correctly is key. If you're skimp, you will end up creasing. So basically what it's saying is when you're using a corrector or a concealer, put it on there. Gloop it on. You know, don't worry about having a cake face because you'll blend it all out. But like it says right here, oh, and always set it with a powder. So it's just saying if you skimp, you'll end up creasing. So that's a good way. If you're having trouble with concealers creasing, make sure you're putting enough on there. If it's cakey, the ratio of eye cream to concealer is off. So if you are really cakey looking, then as much of the eye cream that you're using to the concealer is off. So you need to up one of them and kind of reformulate how much you're putting where. If it's too light, use an extremely light dusting of light bronzing powder to warm up the areas. So if you got like a ghost face underneath your eye, or if you're trying to cover up around your nose and it's super, super dark, what I always suggest is having a bronzer on hand, or just buy a face powder that's like 2 shades darker than what you normally wear, 1 to 2 shades darker than you normally wear, and just dust that right over it, and that will help take care of that really easy. If it's not bright enough, or if it's too dark. So if it's not bright enough or if it's too dark, try to add a bit of fast absorbing eye cream. Then repeat corrector and concealer. Pretty self-explanatory. If the eye makeup transfers to the concealer, use eye makeup remover, a cotton swab, or a sponge and remove all under eye product. Start over with eye cream and let it absorb before applying the eye makeup. So basically what that's saying, like my Bare Minerals eyeshadows, I always get a ton of fallout. Obviously, if you've seen my purple smoky eye that I have a couple of videos back, I always get horrible fallout down here. So if you can't get rid of that color that has stuck into it, just take a sponge, makeup remover, and just start over. But make sure you put extra eye cream on, because that's what will help it not absorb so much. But I hope this was helpful to you guys. And like I said, these are just some of my favorite concealers. And if you have any questions, comment down below. Don't forget to enter my giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel and leave a comment on that video of your favorite summer product that you've been using. And if any of you guys love any of these concealers, leave it as a video response. I love to watch your guys' videos that you leave me. And you never know, maybe you guys have a concealer that I haven't tried and I want to go pick it up. But other than that, thanks for supporting me, and you guys have a great day. Until next time.